Hi, good day everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Be the Blessed, and we have Nazi in the building.
Hello.
So sorry for calling you and for pulling you up in such short notice.
It's all I do for love.
Right? Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll actually be taking a series on nursing internship. So, nursing internship for the medical career, the medical field, when you are done with school, you have this 1 year compulsory period where you have to work in a hospital. It's paid, but it's our own IT, like industrial training. But us, we do it after school. So we spend this 1 year in the hospital, learning on the job, building our skills. This is to build you for the job market, to build you, just before you go for youth service and then you enter the job market fully. But it's, as I said, it comes with a pay because you have to be sustained with something. Now, the problem with this is that the ratio of hospitals we have that take interns, because obviously we don't allow every hospital to do that. So the body that is governing every department, every unit, something like nursing, that is governed by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, the medical field that have their own, that's the people in medicine, people in dentistry, people in physiotherapy, and med lab. Each of us, we have the body that govern this, select these processes. Yeah, so the problem we have is that not all hospitals are accredited to take up interns to train them for the compulsory 1 year, because obviously you will have to work in a place where you have a holistic skill that by the time you're done, you have garnered a lot of skills that can help you serve in the job market. Now, the problem is that, like, many schools chunk out students in their numbers. I think in our own time we were about 280 something that graduated, right? We were about 200 and something, 200 and something. I can't really get the number down. But then, how many institutions do we have in Nigeria? And the fact that these institutions do not even take maybe students in their thousands, they take in hundreds and even less than hundreds, right? So we have a problem of, we have a high number of people, high ratio of students graduating, and yet very little opportunities for them to intern. Now we are going to talk about this, talk about the waiting period, talk about what it comes with, talk about how she coped. Now, Nata, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Chinazo Kapo and I study nursing in the University of Nigeria. I'm currently an intern in a hospital in Lagos, so it's nice being here.
Yeah, so welcome again to the building. Now, how long did you stay before you got internship, and how was the waiting period for you?
Okay, I stayed for a year and some months.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
So the waiting period was intense.
Yeah.
At first it was, chill. I was just resting. I took it as a season of rest. But, after that, when you write exams over and over, you begin to wonder, is this coming? Is this happening? So at some point it became really, what's happening? So I think that's how it was. At first it was chill and calm, then it now became intense, like, God, what's happening? Yeah, that's how it was for me.
Okay. Now, you talked about the institutions you applied. Can you give us, let me say, can we know the number of hospitals that you applied to?
Okay, I applied to about 8 hospitals. Yes.
8
Yes,
hospitals.
8 hospitals, if I get the nod. I think it was 8, yes.
Wow. In the east, in Lagos, like where?
Okay, some of them were in the east, some of them were outside the east, but that's how it happens. You have to look for. Actually, I applied to places outside the east thinking I had better opportunities getting there. Well, it is what it is at the end of the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So sorry for that.
No, it was all good. Trust me, I am a fan of exploration, so it was an adventure for me.
So that means you went to the north too.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I know.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Naza, for that.
Thank you.
Okay, so how did you cope with this long waiting time before internship? How did you cope?
Okay, so number one, I knew that this season is an important phase for me.
Yeah.
It's beyond the clinical environment,
Very
beyond learning how to apply nursing. I knew that, so I've seen people gone ahead. I've seen amazing things happen to people during internship. So for me, I knew that okay, this is not just about doing internship. I needed to do it where I was supposed to do it. So for me, I think that conviction helped me. So every disappointment just felt like I wasn't, I'm not supposed to be there. That's why I did not get it. Even though it's not easy to navigate, but having that picture helps you. And having friends, I had a great support system. I had this friend, and we would always our calls was about it. She would call me, and then we would talk about who the person that just got, and all of that. And we just pray about our own and say, God will help us. So, at the end of the day, she got before me, and I saw that this is where she was meant to be. So it helped me that, yes, the most important thing is, am I supposed to be here? Is this an environment I would thrive in? Is this an environment where I am supposed to be? Because it's really an important season in your life. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Do you mind shouting out to some of those your friends that
Okay. So this particular one I mentioned, her name is Judy. She was also our classmate.
Okay, Judith.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So shout out to Judith.
Yeah.
Thank you for standing by our friend Nazar during the time of her waiting. Is there any other person you want to shout out to?
Okay. Also this auntie here was also very, like the waiting period, sometimes it just feels like you're being delayed, but
That's
when
true.
certain things happen and you encounter certain things, you just be like, if this thing wouldn't have happened if I was doing internship or
So true,
something.
so true.
A lot of I being with meeting certain people, having certain encounters, that's how blessed and I got to be.
Exactly.
So, it was a nice season at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true, because we weren't even that close in school.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of our classmates that I'm getting to know now, I didn't really come close to them in school and all that. So it's a beautiful period that sometimes you even get to meet some of your classmates that you didn't have close contacts with, and then you come together as sisters, as brothers, and then, well, thank God for the season, as you said. Okay, I don't want to keep this so long. So now that you've finally gotten internship, you work in a very busy clinic. I know you work in Lagos. Oh, we all know how Lagos can be, with the hustlings and bustlings of Lagos, with the traffic, with everything, having to wake up very early, going back home very late, and then being that you were not actively engaged for about a year, and then you just go into work. How are you coping?
Okay, at first it was not easy.
Yeah.
Transitioning from a place of
Total
rest to work and work and work. It wasn't easy. I think one of the first things I struggled with was the fact that my biological clock was like, when you during that rest phase, I sleep maybe around 1 a.m. 2 a.m. You're as up as you want, as long as you want to, and then you get up as late as you want to, because you're not really engaged with anything. So that was one thing I struggled with, the fact that sleep.
Okay.
So the second thing was the fact that after work I would feel so tired. I would feel so tired. I would think I'm falling sick. But putting two and two together, I had to realize that this, like, you just finished this season, so your body's trying to cope with the next season. Moving from a time where you had all the time to do all you want to a time where you barely have time for yourself. It can be a lot
for yourself.
So at that beginning phase, don't think something is wrong with you. It's just normal, And talking with others, you would see that they had similar experience.
That's true.
People that had like a phase of rest before their internship season. So yeah, that's how I'm coping. And along the journey, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't there are many things that I should be doing that I sometimes you just wake up and you're in your mind is work. And there are many things I should be doing that I wasn't doing, but as the journey goes on, God gives you wisdom
Yeah,
to navigate.
so
You get
true,
better.
like so true.
Yes, you navigate better on
So
the journey.
true, you get better.
You get wisdom on how to, I mean, you are still learning. You
Yeah.
get wisdom on how to manage your time properly, how
Yeah.
to deal with distraction. In short, at a point, you have to tell yourself that this isn't distracting me. It's not. I don't have
It's not
time.
worth
Yes, it's not worth it. So,
That's true.
so on the journey, you really learn a lot. As I said, it's an important phase of your life. It's
Yeah.
not just about I want to do internship. I want to, it's really a journey where you learn a lot. You learn a lot about people because we are just in a school environment. You're meeting the same people people have the same goal, just that small box.
Place,
Yeah. So, but now you're meeting everybody.
People.
You're meeting
A lot of people.
everybody. I had this friend that said that sometimes when she's done with work, she can't pay because of all the people that she has met. And like one issue had happened.
I can imagine.
So yes, but you get to learn a lot.
Yeah.
That's all I can promise you. You get
That's
to learn
true.
a lot.
That's true.
Yeah.
Teaching you a lot. Management skills, not only resource management, human management, time management, all around.
Yeah.
Like it's a beautiful phase where you get to learn a lot about life. So once you get yours, just utilize the time. So thank you so much again, and I think we'll be calling it a wrap. We'll ask you this particular question, and then we'll round it up from here. So what is your advice to someone who has not yet gotten an internship and who is currently in their waiting time?
Okay, number one thing I would encourage is that this is an important, we've said it over and over, that it's an important season in your life. So it's not about where, it's about, it's the where actually is very key, the location and all of that is very key, because God uses these things to bring a lot of things in our life. I will not lie. So know that every disappointment is just, I wasn't supposed to be there. It's not just about doing it anywhere.
So true. So
So that gives you a bit of stability. Like,
so true.
Okay, there is an aim. I just should be looking for that one that is mine.
Yeah.
So you should also have a great support system. If you have a community where you can share your vulnerabilities and it's safe with them, go ahead, share it. Be encouraged by people. It helps to have people that love you and people that care around. By the time you will share one or two, and you would
be lifted again.
Yes, and also you could use it to learn a skill.
Like I did.
Yes, you could use it to learn a skill. You could use it. There are many free courses online. I mean, that was the first time I was exploring courses that were outside my niche, and it was amazing because I wouldn't have done those things if it wasn't for this season.
Yep.
And so you can go online, a lot of free courses, look for what you're interested in. If it's tech, if it's both hard skills and soft skills. Even if it's to learn, it's even I don't know, anything you want
can
to
lay your hands on.
Yes, anything you want to learn. It's an important season. And number 3 is, if you acknowledge the Lord in your ways. I mean, even if you're down, even if you're discouraged, just tell him about it. Tell him about it. He will direct your path. Exactly. It might not look like it, but when you look back, you see that,
exactly, when you look back,
you see that lines actually fell into place and places. Yeah, so that's actually what I have. Okay. So do you have anyone for them?
I think I have a couple of them. When I was searching for two, I had challenges when I was searching for a place to get internship. I also wrote in a couple of places, but then by the time I was finally getting, I got two at a time. And I had to prayerfully choose where I will work, and then thank God I am working in a hospital in Lagos State, just as that, but we're working in the same hospital. So I would say what she mentioned, building on yourself. It was very vital for me because that was when I built a lot of skills that I have now, especially my data analytics skills. That's when I built it. Like, I wasn't even concerned. Like, I didn't look outside. I didn't look outside, what's going on. I've not gotten. I didn't wipe. I didn't, die in misery. And that was when I built Coursera, Tech for Dev, like a lot. I took a lot of courses. I did a lot of trainings, and then I had. And most very important is good to have people that that are ahead of you that can speak sense into you. So my mentors then, Dr. Jeff and Dr. Betty, they told me this is the time to really build on this skill that you've chosen. So thankfully before then I had gotten a scholarship. That was when I had to settle down and really learn on it. And subsequently I think I'll be putting up some videos probably where you can learn how you can learn some of these skills and all, and you will see that at the end of the day you are earning, like you're gaining, you aim on the process. And while others are pursuing just one career, you could combine whatever you are learning now with the nursing skill that is that you already have, or with the medical skill or med lab skill, whatever skill that you have. So thank you so much, thank you so much for joining us. As I said, this okay, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but this will be a series. We'll be interviewing a number of interns. We'll be talking about areas like internship money, finances during internship. We'll be talking about how to eventually get, because obviously this video centered on waiting period before internship. That's where we centered on, but we'll have to interview some other person that will give us tips on probably how to search out for, how to look out for places for internship. So stay tuned. It's Be the Blessed, and we have Naza, who is here and who has given us from her wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much for coming. We are so grateful, and we are encouraging you to watch this video and send it to someone that will need it. Subscribe, and also share.
You don't know who this video might help.
Exactly. So thank you. Don't give up on life. God has not given up on you yet. So you are who God says you are. You're beautiful, you're bold, you're good, you're strong. So just stay strong, stay put together, and in God's time, every single thing we align. And even if it's not internship you're waiting for, in God's time, that thing you're waiting for we align, and you will be glad that you waited. So thank you. Join us same time next week.